guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a 3-in-1 video for you guys. I have a review, swatches, and tutorial all on the new, soon to be released, Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. It is this guy right here. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, you know that I had posted swatches of it on there and like different lighting and stuff like that. And I definitely wanted to give you guys a little bit more in-depth review about it because ever since pictures of it on Instagram have been popping up, I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, like this palette, like, you know, what's it like? So many questions and whether or not if you need to get ready to buy it. So this palette, I believe, releases on December the 8th on Too Faced website. I don't know about when they're going to be available in stores where they sell Too Faced, but I was able to get this palette, and I want to say a huge thank you to ipsyOS. For those of you who don't know what ipsyOS is, I did mention them in my Snapchat as well, but just in case you're curious, so rude. So basically what ipsyOS is, it's obviously created by Ipsy and the Ipsy team, and basically it is a beauty community. So if you're someone that has like a makeup Instagram page, a beauty blog, a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, anything like that where you're part of the beauty community and you're a beauty content creator, it's definitely something worth checking out. I highly suggest to sign up because it's basically just like a network for those that are beauty creators, and they send out like different emails and different notifications about events and stuff happening. So it's really fun, and it's just a really good community to be a part of. So for those of us that are part of the community, we had the chance and opportunity to enter in a giveaway to win one of these palettes before they were released. So I just so happened to be a winner. Like I said, I don't know how many there were, but I know it was more than one for sure. They had, I think, a few to give away. So I was so stoked. I was so excited because one, I have always wanted to own one of the chocolate palettes, the chocolate bar palettes from Too Faced, but I could never like tell myself or give myself a good enough reason to buy it as far as like I needed it. Because usually like the colors in there, I was like, okay, I know I don't need those colors because I have so many other different eyeshadows that kind of look like them and stuff like that. But I really love Too Faced products. I love the brand itself. I love like the image they have. It's very girly, very frilly. It's just so cute. And I love the fact that they smell like chocolate. Like they legit smell like chocolate. It's so funny. I went out to eat last night with my friend, and she got into my car and she was like, ooh, what perfume are you wearing? I'm like, why? What does it smell like? She goes, I don't know, you smell like, she's like, you smell like butterscotch. Or so I was like, dude, it's my eyeshadow. So the scent is pretty noticeable, and I personally love that about the palette. I think it's super interesting. But if you're someone that's not big on scents, then this probably isn't for you. But it smells delicious. So anyway, I'm gonna give you guys a mini review first before we get into the swatches and the tutorial on this eye look that I have going on right now. By the way, it's been a long time since I feel like I've done something this dramatic, or maybe not, I don't know, but for me at least. And I have always been wanting to try out this double cut crease look that I saw Tamana from Dress Your Face do on one of her clients. And I've seen so many people recreate it and it looks so fun. So I was like, I'm gonna take a stab at it. And you guys said you wanted to see something dramatic, so I felt like I brought the drama. Like I am like loving it right now. And I don't know, I had to pat myself on the back for it because I was like, I don't know how it's gonna come out, especially since like I'm using a new palette. I've never done a look like this before, but it came out, I have to say, pretty great. It is dramatic AF. Review of this palette. So here is the packaging. It is just like all the other ones. It has all the shades in the back and all of that jazz. And what I really like about these palettes is the fact that they are like metal, or they feel really durable. So that is always a big plus. It just looks like if it's a candy bar on the outside. It does come with a little booklet of different looks that they give as suggestions for you to try out in case some of you get a little bit stumped with all the shades, because I know it can be a little overwhelming. And then here is what the inside is. Ta-da! It is so cute. The heart-shaped pans are just, I think, a nice detail and touch. And again, that's what I really like about Too Faced, is their attention to detail and like all the little decorations that they put into their packaging, and just the whole feel of the overall brand is just like, you know that they put a lot of thought into it. And I think that is something that is remarkable. So you have 16 shades in here, which is awesome. I don't know the price of it, like the exact price point, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same price point as the other past chocolate bar palettes. And of course, like I just said, it smells super good. And what I like about this palette, and what you'll see probably when I show you the swatches, is that the colors in here are so diverse. And you guys know me, I love whenever I'm able to have a mix, a good mix of shimmers and mattes and metallics, because then I know that just in this palette alone, I can create several different eye looks without having to reach into other palettes. The only thing that I wish they had put in here, but I can totally understand why they didn't, is I wish they had a dark black, because I feel like that's always essential to a palette. But I know it's not really smart for brands to put one in every palette, because then everyone's gonna have like that same black, or just so many different black mattes or black shades in all of these different eyeshadow palettes. So it's good to kind of mix it up and leave out some of those staple classic colors. But like I said, you can totally create a complete eye look with this, several complete eye looks with it, and that is a huge plus, especially if you're a freelancer as well. This one palette you can get multiple looks out of it, which is fantastic. So for the shadows that I've used so far, I can tell you that they are very soft, they are very blendable, they go on very smooth, with and without primers. But of course, obviously with primers, they come out a lot more vibrant. And I just think that all the shades in here, plus a huge plus with the Too Faced palettes, is that I love that they give the shades that they know you're probably going to use the most in the bigger pans, like the highlight shades or the all over lid color. That's like such a smart move for Too Faced to do, because I know in all of my other palettes, Exhibit A, my Shadow Couture palette from Anastasia, Soft Peach was my all over lid color, and it is completely gone. And also Noir is just one that I use pretty much for every look, and I did use it for this look. I had to dip into this one just a little bit for blending purposes. But as you can tell, you know, you have an empty pan. It's always the all over lid color, for me at least, that goes, it's the first one to finish and first one to go. Smart move, Too Faced, for giving us bigger pans for those shadows that you know we're gonna use the most. And I give it definitely, like, from a 1 being don't buy it to a 10 being buy it. I'm definitely gonna give it an 8, because if you have the other past chocolate bar palettes, you may not need to go out and get this one, but I will tell you this, that this one has a lot more vibrant tones than the other chocolate bar palettes. I know the other ones were a lot more neutral, like all of them were pretty much neutral colors. So I love the pop of colors that they gave in this palette. So if you're a die-hard Too Faced fan or a fan of the chocolate bar palettes, then for sure this is like gonna be a 10 for you. If you're someone that you're really picky on what shadows you like to buy or what palettes you wanna invest in, then I definitely give it an 8, because you can hold back if you want to, but it is an awesome palette. It's from an awesome brand, so I give it a complete thumbs up for me. And I'm, like I said, I'm so excited that I get to play around with this one. So let's move on to the swatches before we get into the tutorial.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Those were all of the 16 shades in this palette. I hope I was able to give you guys a good representation of what they look like. Of course, keep in mind, they're gonna look different on different skin tones. I'm very fair, but hopefully you got the idea. Also, I did prime my arm before swatching those with my Urban Decay Primer Potion, just so I can have a nice base, and it gives you a better idea of what it'll look like on the eye. And now let's move on to this tutorial. P.S. It is just going to be on the eye look. It's not full face, because the eye does have a lot of detail in it, and I just kind of wanted to really focus on the eye look. The full face, the rest of the makeup going on, definitely you can draw inspiration from, or if you need guidance or direction, you can use my past tutorials. But it's just basically on how to get this double cut crease look, which is striking. So anyway, now for the tutorial. So I'm first going to be taking my MAC paint pot in soft ochre, and on a dense fluffy brush I'm just going to be applying this from the area we have from our crease upward up into the brow bone. We don't want to apply this all over the lid yet. We're going to be taking care of that later when we clean up and when we cut our crease. Then I'm going to be setting this area with a fluffy brush with the shade Divinity from the palette, just so we have a nice smooth base. And then I'm going to be using my Bobbi Brown eye blender brush and taking the shade Almond Truffle and just really focusing this on the crease back and forth like how we normally would, and just in circular motions blending upward just so we get a nice blend. Then I'm going to be using the shade Pecan Praline to cool it down a little bit on that same brush, and just going over the exact same area and blending, going upward in circular motions, and I'm just really kind of focusing on the outer part of the crease. Then I'm going to be taking a little bit of mocha and just deepening up that outer part and just kind of warming up the center as well. And again, just blending upwards, just making sure everything is blended together so we have a nice gradual fade. Then dipping into the shade Bordeaux, and just again focusing this color specifically though just from about halfway all the way to the outer part of the crease only. Then with a really small angled brush and some more MAC paint pot, I'm first going to be mapping out where I want my crease to be cut, and I'm just really eyeballing it here where it meets the same level from our other eye. You really want to make sure that they have them both on the same level, like where the creases are cut, because if not it'll look a little funny when your eyes are closed, or when when you're looking at someone straight on, they'll probably notice the height difference. And then just cutting that crease cleanly. As you can tell, I just flicked it up and outward, almost going towards the tail of our eyebrow, just so we have a nice map and guide for when we put our liner. Once we have that defined and kind of penciled out, I'm then taking a flat shader brush and just dipping into the MAC paint pot and just covering everything from that cut all the way down to the lash line completely in the paint pot, and just making sure to really smooth this over. Using a flat shader brush is really helpful when doing this, because that way when you get closer to the edges of your crease you have a nice smooth edge to go against, instead of using something fluffy where it's going to probably get a little messy. Once we have that all covered and filled in, I'm then taking a little bit more of Divinity and just setting that part now so we have a nice smooth base. Then I'm taking my Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush and picking up a little bit of the color Dark Truffle and just deepening the outer V of our bottom lid like how we usually do, and then just making sure to really fade that and blend that into the inner corner or the inner part of our lid. And then I'm picking up a little bit of the color Malted, and again just kind of blending it in, shading it in to the inner corner of our eye, and I'm kind of working my way up towards the crease here. Then taking a little bit of mocha again and just making sure to really blend this into the inner part just so we have a guide on where our eyeliner needs to be hugged. Then I am taking my Inglot gel liner in 77 and just doing a normal wing. I am extending mine out a little bit more than normal because I'm going to need a lot more room to play around when we double cut the crease. So I'm just creating a normal wing, and once we have our wing mapped out, everything is looking good here, this is where we're going to get a little creative and graphic. So I'm then taking the very tip of my eyeliner brush and just going along the edge and following that same pattern and shape that we had cut our crease in, and this is where you're going to want to draw on your eyeliner in that exact same direction. How much space you leave between the eyeliner and your cut crease, that's totally up to you, but just make sure it's complementary to your eye shape. And I'm doing everything with my eye open so I can see how it'll look once I have my eye open and everything is completed. So I suggest for you to do the same just so you get the exact measurements for your eye shape. Then again, I'm just going to be building up on that inner corner part and just creating a harsh V, connecting the top liner to the bottom liner, and then just gradually thickening up the line from the outer V, and then having it kind of thin out as we go towards the inner part of the eyeliner. So key to this whole process is just baby steps. Don't put on too much too soon, really eyeball it, and I'm dangerously close to the mirror. Once the eyeliner is on, I'm then taking Noir from the Anastasia Shadow Couture palette onto a small shader brush and just gradually smudging and fading the inner part of the V we created with the eyeliner inward. and just making sure we have a nice fade. Then what's ever left on my brush, I'm also going to be running that alongside the top part of the crease where we had put that eyeliner, just so again we have the illusion of a nice fade. Then with that same brush, I am picking up a little bit of Earl Grey from the palette and just deepening up that crease, then layering on top of that the Totally Fetch shade, which is that hot pink, and making sure to just pop that mainly into the center part of the lid. Then taking a little bit of cotton candy and from the beginning of the eyelid towards the center, blending that all together. So we have this ombre of light pink to dark pink to black, which I think is really cool and complementary to this look. And then just cleaning up over that with a clean brush. Then I'm going to be taking my Lorac 3D Liquid Lustre, just one drop on the back of my hand, and on my Sigma winged eyeliner brush, I believe this is the E06 brush, just filling in that gap that we have between our eyeliner and our cut crease. You just want to be careful with this, don't overdo it, and then whatever is left on my brush, I am just going to be fading that inward again so we have a nice ombre look. Then for the glitter, I am taking Double Bubble glitter from iCandy Cosmetic with their liquid sugar, which is just their glitter adhesive. What I like to do is put 1 to 2 drops into the cap and work out of that. So I dip my brush into the cap, then dip it into the glitter, and then put any excess on the back of my hand. And then from there, I work out of and pick up a little bit of time, and I'm just packing this on again into that middle area. You can put as much glitter as you want or as little glitter as you want, or even no glitter if you want. I just wanted to put enough to where it was noticeable, but not so much to where I'm going to risk it falling or getting clumpy. Once the glitter is dry, I'm then taking my LA Girl fine liner brush. You can take any liquid liner just to clean up any areas where you feel like got covered in shadow or maybe glitter fell onto, just to clean up and make it dark again. Then I'm taking my Sigma gel liner in Wicked and just lining my inner waterline and also just a little bit below my lower lashes, just so we have a nice area to where we can smoke out later. And I wanted to use this liner instead of the inglot one because if we use the inglot one, we have less time to smudge it out. But before we do smudging, I'm going to place the shadow satin sheets on my brow bone and on my inner tear duct. Then with my MAC 212 brush, I'm just layering on Bordeaux, dark truffle, and malted all onto my bottom lid, just packing that on one after the other. Then once that is all packed on, I'm going to be blending that out with a pencil brush and a little bit of mocha and cashew chew. Again, just to really smoke it out, and you can smoke it out as much as you want to. Then for lashes, I'm using Lilly lashes in Mykonos and just curling my lashes really quick, putting on some eyeliner. Putting on mascara and waiting for my lashes to dry, which takes forever sometimes. And then I'm popping those lashes right on. Once those are on, the eye look is completed. I went in and finished the rest of my face, and this is the completed look, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, let me know down below in the comments what you think.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
So then that wraps up this review, swatch, and tutorial video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I was able to give you a good idea of what this soon-to-be released palette is like. And let me know how you felt about this look. Did you dig it as much as I did? You let me know. And let me know if you want to see other looks or what other kind of looks you want me to do with this palette, if you want me to use it or not. And I think that's it. I'll see you guys later on. I think my hair tutorial, how I curl my hair, is going to be up next, so keep an eye out for that. Bye guys.